Seeing that it's 7 o'clock, we'll open the meeting of the planning board for June 15th, 2023. Present at the meeting is Amy Troop, Brendan Elliott, Rick Murray, and myself.
Who are you?
Oh yeah, and Bert Gaynor. Okay, just so you know, the planning board announcement, the meeting is being recorded by Area 58 and can be reviewed on YouTube. Okay, listed is our agenda. I'll ask the clerk to read the agenda into the record.
Okay. Appointments hearing begin at 7 p.m. We have a hearing continued for 314 Plymouth Street. Steve Dimes of Casco has requested that the hearing for 314 Plymouth Street be continued to the planning board's meeting on August 3rd, 2023. We have a hearing continued for 359 Plymouth Street for site plan review and contract to storage. We'll be going over a peer review from PGB Engineering. We have a letter from a neighbor at 363 Plymouth Street, and we have a letter of concern from abutters. We also have meeting minutes from, oh sorry, I missed something. Discussions on 416 Plymouth Street. We, I can't talk tonight. Decision letter. We have bills for PGB Engineering for peer review invoice number 167, which is 359 Plymouth Street in the amount of $1,248. And a WB Mason Planning Board 5 signature site plan approval stamp in the amount of $44.64. We have signatures for 314 Plymouth Street extension form, signatures for 359 Plymouth Street extension form, meeting minutes from May 4th and June 1st of 2023, and we have mail correspondence from other towns.
Okay, all those in favor of accepting the agenda as presented, you say aye.
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 Passes unanimous. All right, let's start right off here. Seeing 7 o'clock, our 314 Plymouth Street. We have a request for a continuance. Do we have the forms? They must be right here in front of us.
So we have this one for Casco, so we will sign this one for an extension of 90 days, which will bring us to
Well, it's
8/17.
continued to A3.
Yeah, 90 days though from what date? I don't know, so,
Let's say a date up there.
no, it just says attend planning board hearing on July 20th, August 3rd, or August 17th. So they're probably extended till the later August, but we'll need a date for that. Can I get a motion to,
Or is
oh,
it,
sorry, do you
or is
wanna
it
do
90
that?
days from what date is that?
June 5th,
So I would think it'd be 90
September
days from
5th-ish.
June 5th.
I think that's the date of this site plan room, but we don't have that folder to double check, but I think,
It's right behind us, I believe. Yeah, if this is dated 6/5, and it's extending 90 days, it says, so that would bring us to past that August 3rd date.
Yeah.
Because if we sign, that would be the date on the signatures. So
Right.
they did one on April 23rd for 30 days, so I'm thinking it's May 23rd, 90 days to August 23rd, because we voted at the second meeting in May to continue it to the beginning of August, and this is just the extension that we have. Anyways, pretty close. I think it's August 23rd.
right.
Ish, because there's a 31-day month, so. There you go. And then we have 359 Plymouth Street.
All right, continue then. We'll move right along to 359 Plymouth Street. Grady Consulting is requesting a continuance of the planning board on the 7/6/2023 meeting at 7 PM. See attached email request.
Okay. On May 30th at 9 AM, Peggy received, oh, here's the attachment. Oh, they received the extension, and then we'll complete it and return it.
All right, what's the date on the extension on the front page?
It is dated at the bottom for 4/24/23, and I'm gonna change that date to 5/25/23. I don't know,
What, on this one, that date?
5/23/23.
And they are requesting a
60 day, so it'll be July
June,
25.
July. Good.
Okay, sign it.
Mhm.
Let's see this one.
Okay, we're flying.
So we don't need to read any of that stuff that was underneath that? For the letter from the abutters and until the continuance?
Yeah, do you want to read the letter and everything, or the,
Just do it all
I mean,
at
are
the
they
same,
not coming?
do it all at the same time?
I would think that would make more sense, because then we just have to read it again.
Right.
You know, I really don't know if, you know, basically bottom line, I'm sure they did the first one there, Grady of Grady Consulting, LLC there, the peer review from Pat Brennan, they paid for it, so I'm sure they got a
Right.
copy of it.
Right.
And I'm assuming that, you know, with page 2 and page 3 of 18 different additions and compliances or whatever issues that they wanted looked at and reviewed, they're going to probably do a lot of
Stuff.
running around
Right.
to answer them. But, yeah, I don't see any need to read them unless somebody wants, you want to read them over or anything?
Nope.
All right, works for me.
If we're gonna have to address it later, that doesn't make any sense.
And they're,
Hold on.
oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Your name, please.
Chris Winowitz, 129 Circuit Street. Just simple question, what date's it being continued to?
That one could be at our next meeting, the first meeting in July, Chris, which would be, one sec. Thank
Is
you.
it first? Sixth?
Okay, so roughly July, okay.
I haven't been able to send it to my email for 3 months. I just got in.
Also, at that time, also, there was a letter from Coletti Kitchens and Bath from 361 Plymouth Street that he had some concerns also, that perhaps some of them would also be answered once they meet the requirements and suggestions of the peer review. So again, I think we should do it all in one shot.
Yeah, I agree.
We seem to make more sense to me. Okay, what else do we have here? Discussions and actions to be taken, 416 Plymouth Street, Kennedy K-9 Camp decision letter.
The decision letter is here. Earlier, it said a unanimous decision of the planning board, which looks like it's been taken out.
Approved, voted approved. At the meeting on Thursday, June 1st, 2023, the Halifax Planning Board, the board voted 4-1 to approve your application for site plan review submitted on April 18th, 2023 by Daniel Kennedy to amend the existing site plan for Kennedy K-9 Camp located at 416 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Mass. Assessors map 73, lot 10. This amendment was based on the set of plans prepared by Webby Engineering dated April 24th, 2023, and a final updated layout plan submitted on May 24th, 2023. This property is zoned business commercial. In making its decision, the planning board reviewed the criteria listed in Chapter 16728H of the Code of the Town of Halifax as part of the site plan review and was assured that the use of the property was reasonable based on the criteria listed in the bylaw. Any change in the use, the scope of the use, or the location of the business will require a new and modified site plan review and approval. Any relief requested by the applicant which is not expressly granted hereunder is hereby approved as presented at the Planning Board June 6th, 2023 meeting. Following votes on each of the Planning Board members on the application: Tom Millius, Chairman, yes; Robert Gaynor, Vice Chair, yes; Amy Troop, Clerk, no; Brendan Elliott, Member, yes; Rick Murray, Member, yes. Sincerely.
I voted no because we didn't do a peer review or anything that we usually do.
Okay, let's move on to the bills. We have the first one, PB Engineering, peer review invoice 167-359 Plymouth Street for a total of $1,248. Do I have a motion to pay this bill?
Make a motion to pay the bill. Which one did you do? Sorry.
The first one, invoice 167 for a total amount of $1,248.
I'll second. I'll make that motion. I'll move your motion.
And do we have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to pay the bill from PG Engineering. All those in favor say aye.
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 Carries unanimous. The second one, oh, this is good. This is the one that Tom had made mention of. He wanted to include.
I guess
in
he
the
didn't
second.
like my lines.
So, they got a little sloppy on the 5th copy, I'm just saying.
Make a motion to pay invoice number S238992928 for W.E. Mason, the amount of $44.64.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Passes unanimous. Okay, signatures for the extension form, we did that. Meeting minutes. We have the meeting minutes of 5.
We have the meeting minutes of May 4th, 2023. And voting on those would be myself, Rick, Mr. Gaynor, it says Robert, at least there, and then Brendan.
Okay. That's for the 4th, or for the
May 4th.
May 4th?
May 4th, I don't think I had any changes, deletions, additions. I was like, anybody have any corrections on them or anything?
I'll move the minutes for May 4th, 2023 as written.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye.
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 Passes for unanimous. And next one is,
June 1st, 2023. Do you have any?
I had no changes when I read them over. Anybody have any changes, corrections, or additions? I'll accept a motion regarding the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 1st, 2023 as written.
Second.
A motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimous. All right, I think mail correspondence, I think it's all included from the different towns. I think we have to do.
It's Bridgewater and Hanson. Improvement to public ways. Do you have that? Thank you. Mercado?
Richard Berry, AKA Ricardo.
Huh? Well, since there's usually two Richards.
Yeah, Richard, or Richard Gaynor. Okay, oh, yes, new business. I had a brief conversation. No, it was a text, it wasn't a conversation. I had a conversation with Sandy Nolan and another one with Cody in regards to our secretary process. We had 2 applicants, and I used the word had. One of them dropped out before any process had begun. I guess Cody spoke with the second person. I don't know, as far as bringing it to the board. board for consideration is down the road, hasn't, got that far yet. And he told me today that when I said we're getting anxious, he said we're going to advertise it again next week. So he's going to put it out there again. The only other thing I'm thinking with that is we're really not getting the feedback for qualifications and the money and
Right.
whatever the case may be. Well, we know they can't increase the money. I don't know, I can possibly see as if we're not getting any response from another advertisement over it, we might have to change something and maybe go back to 2 part-timers. I'm wondering if it would be any easier to get part-timers
Well,
than it
we
would
had
be.
8 or 9 applications for the part-timers. Maybe,
Right. I don't know, I just thought if we're not getting into a full-time, then we might have to do
Is there a
something.
reason we went from part-time to full-time?
Yes. It was explained that it would probably be a lot more beneficial. I think the resounding original theory was there'd be somebody here all the time, for go to planning, go to zoning, go to zoning, go to planning. And at least on a part-time basis, you'd have to call up and find out, okay, what the hours are, what days they're gonna be here, if and when they can make it or whatever. So having somebody here all the
Yeah,
time.
plus they figure it might be more appealing to somebody for a full-time job rather than part-time, but it doesn't seem that way.
You'd be surprised nowadays,
I'm
Flexible
surprised,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah, flexibility is key now.
I would,
Now, how flexible could they be, though? It's, because then again, too, on a part-time basis, you have a secretary coming once every 2 weeks at night, and then the planning board also.
yeah, so there would be
I personally
4
thought it would be a
meetings.
lot easier to find a full-time person than 2 part-timers, but I guess we'll try again next week, see what happens.
Okay.
Again, that was no discussion with Cody, that I'm just throwing it out to you guys that,
Yeah.
Is it public knowledge, the pay and benefits and all that stuff?
I don't know if it was actually posted for pay and hours
I didn't see the advertisement either.
and
Because
benefits.
I could blast it out on social media and get to 10,000 people, but the first question is going to be, what's it pay?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
What are the hours and what's it pay? What are the benefits?
Brendan, I think that'd be a great thing to do,
But,
but if he's maybe gonna revise
right.
the advertisement to make it sound a little more appealing or change something, why don't you wait
Yeah.
until it comes out, and then I'd say, that would
blast
be
it
a
out.
great idea, blast it out there.
Sure.
The more the merrier,
100%.
you
I think a lot of times it's just, I wouldn't even think to look wherever they're posting it. I'd probably even look to think to, when somebody says, hey, do you know of something opening up, or if you hear of anything, let me know. You don't even really think to go
I'll be honest
town.
with you, I don't know where he posted it either, it was just our website,
Yeah.
or
probably in the Express.
put it out in Indeed or something.
They
Yeah.
probably did that.
That would,
Maybe the buzz around.
Yeah, but you can do, I mean, a social media post, it's going to extend out to X amount of
but
people.
I did make mention that we had thrown it out there the last couple of meetings, hey, where are we? And
Yeah.
we didn't have anything definite on it,
Poor
so
Peggy.
I just thought I'd give it a whirl, see what he said.
We do have, back to these meeting notices, one is just a variance for a pool setback in Bridgewater, and one is also on a street that connects to our town area, so I think we should read that one out loud.
Sure.
Okay. We have a Town of Hanson Planning Board Department hearing in accordance with Massachusetts General Law 40A, Section 81M, subdivision control laws, and the Town of Hanson zoning bylaws, Section 12D, improvements to private ways. You are hereby being notified of a continued public hearing of the Planning Board of the Town of Hanson being held on Monday, June 12th. It already happened. At 6:30 p.m. An application for improvements to a private way on Snow Street in conjunction with the construction activity at 0 Snow Street, Assessors Map 1, lots 1282 inclusive, has been filed by Alan Diaz, trustee. The said hearing will be held and was held in the Select Board's meeting room located in the lower level of the Hanson Town Hall, 542 Liberty Street. All interested parties are invited to attend. Joseph Campbell, Planning Board Chair.
So they're just notifying us that they,
Yeah, but where
It must be in
it's so
Hanson.
close to the town.
right.
But,
What was the other thing? Anybody else have anything else that you can think of? I'm trying to think what the,
well, I was at the State House the other day, and the State House is pushing to have uniform zoning codes throughout the state and take away all of the bylaws and site plan review of all our towns.
wow.
That's scary.
I don't even understand the mindset on that. How are you gonna compare the town of Halifax, for example, to
Quincy.
Weymouth? I was gonna say Quincy,
Yeah.
Weymouth, yeah, Weymouth. You know, it's completely different, the whole setup is different, the whole,
So it would basically prevent you from being able to have a say or what goes into your
Correct.
city or into your town.
Correct. And so obviously I oppose that.
No.
But I figured that it should be made
you
known
just throw it out
that,
there.
yeah, and it was being pushed along with the 40R, which is being quoted as the American dream, but I don't think rental units at $2,500 a month for a one-bedroom are an American dream. And we have major water issues in our towns already. We're on drought. Pembroke's been on drought now for 3 to 4 weeks. So I don't think that.
Town's so unique, it's, how could you just make a blanket policy like that? Doesn't make sense.
No, exactly.
To me, anyway, I don't know.
They're trying to push it through right now that we all accept it, and if we don't accept it, the AG has said that we should sue our towns for not accepting the 40R. But again, like when you read the 40R and then you read the grants that you could get from it, you have to be shovel ready to actually apply for the grants. And so the grants aren't really anything we'll be missing out on, because if you're not shovel ready, you're not gonna even be able to apply for the grant. So we're not missing out
That's
on
been the new
anything.
thing, the norm, that you have to have the money and the shovel ready is the term. That's the first time I've heard the word shovel ready, but it does make sense. So that if you get the grant, boom, you gotta like start that afternoon or something crazy.
But if you're shovel ready, you have to then apply for the grant, and you know how long that's gonna take. So then how do you even know you're going to get it? So, that's why I urged our selectmen not to look into it, because we are not gonna be shovel ready for any of these things, and we're not gonna miss out on any of these funds due to that.
Yeah, depending on whatever the case may be. All right.
So that's the news from the State House.
Standardized,
Yeah.
Yeah.
centralized, I guess is a more appropriate word, right?
The other thing, that's what was, I recalled, was Riders
It's
Way
in uniform.
came up. That, who was I talking to? Bob, Planning Board, I guess,
Board of Health.
yes, did I say that? Oh,
Planning Board.
That's why I was up there today. Yeah, the Board of Health, as far as, you know, the first house, as you take a right to go on the Riders Way, facing the cul-de-sac,
The
the first
antique.
house on the left, where the contractor used to live.
Okay.
What's his name?
Fabrowski.
I butcher his name every time. Probowski, where he used to live. I guess they just, remember when we were there, they were putting the loom in the back and whatnot? Well, I guess they changed the pitch, and that's the natural swale goes through the backyard and affects the other houses as you go down Riders Way. And Mr. Haywood is concerned with how that's going to affect the water runoff and the drainage, and it has to be pre-approved before nobody's inspected it yet. Nobody's taken the measurements. Nobody's
Yeah.
actually gone out there.
He has to have a peer review done on that,
And
right?
that's, yes, was
Yeah, for an as-built?
number 2, yes. He's building the house on the cul-de-sac on the left-hand side. So, the way he made it sound, when we were there, yeah, I'm all set, it's all good to go, you know, and it's not. It's gotta go to conservation, and it's gotta go to Board of Health. That's according to Bob. I mean, it wasn't anything
I saw
official.
the email.
It was just a,
I
yeah.
saw it in an email.
All right, so that's all I have. Unless anybody has anything else?
I will present a motion to adjourn.
Is a motion on the floor? Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Thank you
One that
all.
motions to adjourn every meeting, I've noticed on the minutes, so I'm gonna let some other people fill up that spot for the next couple of weeks. So it just seem like I'm trying to.
Brendan, that's become your job.